Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's Jeff from Rust Bucket Valley Garage. We have the VPG back in our shop today for some more work. And there's a rumbling sound that is coming from the drivetrain. So it's a couple of things that are going on. Okay, the first thing is the drive shaft has some loose components in it. With this particular model of vehicle, you cannot get individual parts for it. If you need a U-joint, you buy a drive shaft. Also, if you have a bad carrier bearing, because it is a two-piece drive shaft, you buy a drive shaft. So we have a brand new drive line here, okay, in its entirety. So we will be changing that out, and we will also be changing the rear transseal. So we'll go ahead and extract the other one out of there. So you can put the new one in, keep that from leaking. We'll put a little bit of lubricant on the yoke and make it slide a little bit better, also so it won't rust. The other thing that's going on is there are bed bushings holding in the rear end. They have kind of a tri-link setup. There are two bushings here. We've pulled the rear end out of the car, and it's a rear transaxle type thing. Drive shaft goes on here, and we have the right and left transaxles. There is one bushing here, one bushing here, one bushing here. We have new components right here. These two here are what they look like when they would be installed, and this one right here, it is a two-piece assembly. The reason we are changing them is because this is shot. It is not supposed to move back and forth like that. So these have a metal sleeve, and they have a cast rubber insert that is around there, and around that they have a steel shell, which is similar to the Jeeps and the in the suspension, the leaf springs. So we've had experience with those. They are not the greatest thing in the entire world to take and change. There's a lot of labor on that, because generally what happens is you have the steel end of the spring. It's got a loop on it, and you also have a steel shell that is around this bearing here, and you can see that right here. So on the Jeeps, no matter what we did, we could not take and get that out, so we wind up machining it out. So on this one right here, I think what we can do is we can take a drift or a sharp chisel, and we can start right here, and after we pull the center out of the thing, and it ought to come out really easy because it's already, you know, really loose, like it's moving like that. We can just take and go in, and we can collapse that, and then just take a pair of pliers and grab it and twist it out, and it should come out really easy. This is a posi rear end, limited slip differential, which is kind of cool. Except for the breather tube, this is an entirely sealed unit. Okay, it makes it kind of nice for us because we can take and turn this on its side and on the back to take and access these bushings and take and drive them out, and we don't have to take and worry about spilling 90 weight all over the place. Okay, so let me give you an idea of what we had to do underneath the car to get that out. So as you can see, we have the ends of the axles. There are 6 bolts in each, and they're 10mm internal. So we had to take and pull those out, push them back. There is like a little cup on the end of each one. Okay, you just push them back after you've taken all the bolts out of them, and they come right out. Right here is the rear mount, okay, and here are the front mounts. So this rear end is not the lightest thing in the entire world. So what we want to do is we want to put that on the jack after we have it loose and stay out from under it, and you know, go ahead and lower it down on the jack, and then go ahead and drag it off to the side, and it comes out, and then we can work on it outside the car. So just basically in summation, this is probably one of the easiest rear end jobs that we've ever done. It didn't come out that hard. When you are using the bits on a universal joint and then use an adapter and you put them on your impact wrench, please keep your face away from them, because if they fly apart, they will hurt you. And how do I know that? About 30 years ago, when I was working at Toyota, I was underneath the car and I was pulling transmission out to take into a clutch, and the universal joint I was using flew apart, and the extension came down and parted my hair, and I didn't really like that very much. So I have to take precautions to make sure it doesn't happen again. Okay, so I hope I have given you some good information here, and it's going to take us a couple hours to push these bushings out and put some new ones in, but we got everything ready to go. So after we get the new bushings in there, we will go ahead and pull what's left of the old drive shaft out, and we will install the carrier bearing in the position it's supposed to be after we take and lubricate the yoke. And we'll go ahead and put that in before we take and put the rear end in, and easy day. That's all I can say, easy day. So I hope you enjoyed this. Please subscribe and hit the notification button. You will know when we do something new. Thanks for stopping by. We really appreciate all your comments. We'll see you next time.